Okay, thank you very much. I'm from the Julia Group and another NGO called Telecomics. I work with the ACTA issue as an activist. So I'm going to talk about very briefly how the ACTA agreement connects to other internet political issues at the moment, and I will also talk about how the European Union and politics in general can actually benefit from working together with activists in this issue. Sorry. So, the ACTA trade agreement, when it comes to the internet, went from being a counterfeit agreement to being some kind of copyright agreement all of a sudden. And this led to a very big, people got a bit surprised and a bit scared because just before ACTA became a big issue, there was the negotiations about the telecoms package, where Amendment 138 would guarantee that no user would be shut off from the internet. And also, there were discussions about network neutrality before the ACTA trade agreement came up as a big issue concerning many people. The reactions against, the actions against ACTA, who more or less turned into being long-term actions that were acting with ACTA, in the sense that the process here engaged people to try to open up the process, which was very closed. Because there is this vision, or this dystopian vision about the future of the internet, a vision where the computer networks are under very strict surveillance, where users are being shut off from the internet for a crime, for the crime of violating copyright. And also, there is this dystopian vision of a future internet without network neutrality as we know it from the history of the internet and as we know it from today's networks, at least in some places. So the strong reactions that came from the activist communities are about this very basic principle that being shut off from the internet, being somewhat turned off and disconnected, is being disconnected from the democratic arena, being disconnected from a life that we live on the internet. And this, of course, led to that these communities, and there are several of them, I am coming from one or two of them, but of course there are many, went on a strong reaction, and in a sense this turned out to be a way of a means of self-defense, because as communities are formed and shaped on the internet, and as issues and political ideas are being are given a life through the computer networks. Of course, the ACTA agreement is something that would kill this openness that has emerged from the computer networks. So, in that sense, the activists who work with these issues are, in some ways, reacting as a self-defense, but it's not a violent reaction. I will try to talk about how this reaction is also very productive and a way of improving and opening up also this political forum that we are in today, which is in a very traditional democratic way a parliament. But parliaments can always be improved, and they can also be opened up, just like computer networks, even if it's the resemblance is not very clear. So, if what we fear in the ACTA, which is now maybe on an implicit level, that ISPs will become more and more responsible for the traffic that is actually in the computer networks. If you're responsible for something, you have to monitor it. So if internet service providers will be liable for what's going on in the computer networks, there has to be a mass-scale surveillance of the computer networks. And this is technology that is maybe not in place today, but technology that is coming to be very cost-efficient in a few years. So it's crucial to remove this part from the ACTA agreement, where internet service providers do get a chance of, or have to, monitor the networks. The other issue is that that was widely debated in the telecoms package is that there can be no network neutrality if the internet service provider is responsible for what happens in the networks. Because the protocols and the actions performed to make these copyright infringements that all of a sudden turned out to be included in the ACTA. If you're going to effectively act against copyright infringements, you will have to design the networks in a different way, not by replacing the cables, but by shaping the traffic of the internet. And shaping the traffic of the internet is another dystopian vision that has emerged when we see not only in ACTA, but in certain cases the telecoms package could have turned out very badly, but we see in the IPRED 1 and 2 directives as well, that the networks are being built into what is sometimes referred to as the 3D internet, or the cable TV internet. So if you shape the traffic according to the other business model, a business model being promoted by a very, I would say, a pretty obscure industry, the copyright industry, they want to remove the two-way communication of the computer networks because the business model is built on high-speed traffic and high-resolution video going only in one direction. And this is something that, once again, takes away the internet as a democratic arena. So, to conclude this, very briefly, I wasn't really going to make a PowerPoint presentation, but on the screen there have been a few flickering images from a few initiatives that have been coming from the activists. So the concluding message is that part of opening up ACTA was made by different activist groups, and that people working together as several communities is something that can contribute to opening up these processes, and that will prevent, I strongly believe that the openness of not only a certain political process, but also of a parliament like this, or of a computer network, or any part of the society, will be able to preserve and further develop the internet as a democratic arena and as a resource for political decision making. So those are my final words. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you very much, Christopher Kullenberg from